Yo, let's go ahead and get started. What is up? Um, so yeah, today we're gonna be trying to recreate the revised Cobalt Soul monk subclass that's been so popularized by the wonderful Marisha Ray, first appearing in Tal'Dorei campaign guide. However, as you can see on my little screen, Matt Mercer has released an updated version of the Cobalt Soul, and this is actually my pinned tweet on Twitter right now. Hey Chris Mango, how's it going? But yeah, we'll just be going through and adding it to D&D Beyond as he has revised it. It is a little bit more complicated now, especially since the character sheet revamp, but we will certainly try our best. So I have tried to make this class before, but apparently whenever you delete a class and then re-upload it, you can't select it, and yeah, just a lot of very weird stuff going on. So we're making the way of the Cobalt Soul. And I guess we could put version 1.1 here. This is going to be the only version. Actually, let's put 1.1. Yeah, 1.1.0. That seems good because I actually do have another 1.1 that I deleted. Yeah, as always, we're going to start out with a short description, which thankfully, because of this wonderful Word doc that Matt Mercer has provided, we have that short description exactly how it appears in the campaign guide, and we have the full description right under that, which that's a little bit weird how they did that. But I guess we do look at the short description a lot more than we do the big description. Alright, so this is the way of the Cobalt Soul, and as always, I like to have a test character. Always select that. So this is Beauregard. He's going to be our lab rat today. Let's just go ahead and select that way of the Cobalt Soul. Alright, and that does nothing to us right now. But we'll keep going back and filling things in as needed. And actually, let's bring him into this section so that we get this section where we can say our class features. We don't have any right now, though. Alright. So let's start adding class features. The first one that we get is called Mystical Erudition, and this is the only one that I've looked at so far. Upon choosing this tradition at 3rd level, you've undergone extensive training with the Cobalt Soul. Essentially what it allows you to do is take an intelligence skill and get proficiency in it. And this is actually the first of the updates that Matt has done. Used to be, and how it's currently published in the campaign guide is that you would need to use a key point in order to gain advantage on one of those rolls, but yeah, it made it a little bit less risky to do this, and I like gaining proficiency and everything. Howdy, Ginger Benji. So yeah, we're taking Mystical Erudition, Erudition. And yeah, for the snippet code, we'll just put the first line. It's not super important. However, what I do want to go ahead and do is go and add the skill tags, just so that we could look them up on our character sheet. However, the thing that's going to make this this particular feature complicated is that this will also allow you to take expertise in some of those, in some of these skills if you take it again. That's going to be a bit weird. The way I think I'm going to be doing this is by using the class options and making them as just additional options that you could take. I don't think I'm going to be able to add the restriction that you have to take the previous level, because say you've already had religion proficiency because of your background. Well, that's something that this class doesn't really have access to, but still at 11th level you would be able to take expertise in that, let's just say religion, but you wouldn't have chosen the first option, which is just gaining proficiency. So as we do whenever we have options, we always tick that we have options and we state the levels where those are going to be chosen. So let's go ahead and do that. Cool, but the first thing that we get just off the bat is we get a language. So let's just go in and add language. Choose a language. And there we go. Save that. And Beauregard should already have access to that if we just refresh his page. Features and traits, class features. Yeah, we see mystical year edition, or area edition, erudition. I never know how to pronounce that. And we can right, I guess it didn't update quite yet with that language. Yeah, it's super complex, but that's why we're doing this tutorial. Okay, so why didn't it prompt me to choose a language yet? Let's try swapping to a different one and then coming back. Yeah, okay, there, it prompted us now. Cool, so let's go ahead and add those options. Class feature options. So we're gonna have 2 options for each class ability. This is how I think that I'm gonna have to do it just as this first pass, but it should work for us. So proficiency, you gain proficiency in the Arcana skill. You can take that at 3rd. There's no prerequisite, so let's go ahead and create that, and then we can actually go in and add stuff for this. All this is a modifier for proficiency, so let's go in and add proficiency in Arcana. Oh, nice. I'm glad that they're helpful. That I always feel like I'm playing catch up, and as soon as I release a video, they completely undermine what I posted. And if they do that this week at Gen Con, and they actually do release this and the other Tal'Dorei stuff, I'd be okay with it. I hope the Bard one was at least helpful. Okay, so we get proficiency in Arcana if we choose this. And that's it. That's all we need. At D&DBeyond, sponsor me, please. At least let me use your logo. So yeah, we're going to go back to using Mystical Erudition, or Erudition, and let's go ahead and add Arcana Expertise. I know how to do this. You gain you add double your proficiency for that skill. Arcana checks. All right. And the only reason I'm doing that instead of expertise is I'm trying to more closely match the language that Matt is using, but for options it really doesn't matter. And you would need to be 11th level to take this. Prerequisite text is we don't want them to, nice at making ramen, we don't want them to be able to choose this unless they already have proficiency, but there's no way as just a publisher of this content that we're going to be able to restrict a player to doing that, especially if they have proficiency from like a background or maybe an item that they could unattune to. So we'll just say proficiency in Arcana, or Arcana proficiency. Yeah, proficiency in Arcana is cool. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and make that one. All right, and essentially we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other three skills. So the next one was history. Proficiency. Gain in history. Right, and we can take this as soon as third, and yeah. Oh, I never went back and added the proficiency on the other one. Let's go ahead and go back and do that before we keep adding these. Arcana expertise. Nice at Indian food. So yeah, if we need to go in and say like we have expertise in this, if you're doing a homebrew item or anything, just go in and go to proficiency, and you'll see you can add twice proficiency, just as part of the regular stuff. So yeah, we just do twice proficiency in Arcana. It might overwrite the previous, and that's something that I'll test out with Beauregard. So let me go in and choose his language as Dorish. Oh, I'm gonna have to unselect it again. That's fine. Open hand. Cobalt Soul. Oh, okay. Looks like those haven't been populated yet. So we'll wait a bit. And hopefully soon we'll be able to add that. But for now, we'll just keep adding these other options. History expertise. The same thing as the other one. We need required class level as 11 and prerequisite proficiency in history. Oh, and then we need to go in and add that modifier, which is twice proficiency in history. The computer's about to die. Let me turn that on. Cool. Save that, go back. All right, so we're about halfway done with the first class feature. Which honestly, this is probably the most complicated one. I say that now. This is probably not that bad. Nature proficiency. And proficiency in the nature skill. Give that a 3, no prereq. Add that modifier. Save that. And let's add the second one. Nature expertise. You double your bonus for. I'm probably using all different snippet descriptions for this, but it's not going to matter mechanically. For nature checks. Class level is 11. Prerequisite is proficiency. Proficiency in nature. Cool. And let's go ahead and add twice proficiency in nature. Yeah, okay, so we're already 3/4 of the way through. Religion. Proficiency. I can totally spell in the religion skill. Proficiency in religion. Let's save that. So you'll notice that I'm clicking the save button a lot more than I probably need to. That's just to be safe. Whenever you're doing racial options, as you might have seen in the Revenant video, a lot of times it'll take you back to the previous page without having to do like form resolutions or anything. So I just like saving more often. And religion expertise. You double your proficiency bonus. To religion checks. need that at 11. Proficiency in religion. Cool. So this, once we go in and add that modifier, twice proficiency. Religion. Alright, so this should be it for our first class feature. So we'll save that. Go back to Mystical Year Edition and just save that one more time. We're not going to be doing any leveling or anything. This is just giving us those proficiencies. So this should be good. So we can go back to Way of the Cobalt Soul and go and add our second class feature. But before we do that, let's just make sure that it works the way we expect it to. Okay, our stuff is still not populating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my characters, edit Beauregard again. Hopefully this forces a reload of the class. Back to Kinsey. Go back to Cobalt Soul. Neat. My options should definitely be showing up. 3, 11, 17. Save that again. Why are you not working? So we're going to remove his class altogether and force the class to reload. Hopefully that'll work. It's taken to level 3. Cobalt Soul. Nope, okay, those are just not being added at all. Maybe if I take off the required level, that'd help, maybe? I'm gonna do that for 2 of them. And then refresh them. Alright, guess not. Nope, okay. So that feature might need some work. Well, all right, well, if this was working correctly, or if I was using it correctly, because it might totally be a thing that I'm not using this correctly. This would be where you'll be able to choose your class options for this. Let's try this one more time. Because I would really like to be able to test this class and make sure that it's doing what I expect it to. Nope. Cool stuff. Okay. Well, this just might be a bust. Anyway. if we were able to get that working, I would show that off, but instead, let's just go to the next thing, because I kind of really want to go over this class. Extra aspects. So this has also been changed a little bit from whenever it was first published. Beginning at 3rd level, you can strike multiple pressure points. Whenever you hit a single creature, you can choose to learn 3 characteristics about the creature. Creature type, armor class, senses, saving throw modifier of your choice, damage, vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, condition immunities. And then once you use this feature, you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again. This is also something that's been changed. So before it would also use a key point, and before it would also require a wisdom save on behalf of the creature, which key points are limited, and this was changed just to make it a lot more beneficial. And since you are like this very well-read monk, being able to read those pressure points for free seems like true to the narrative nature of the class, or the narrative identity of the class. So we're going to take that one mechanical sentence and put that in the snippet code, because that's all we really need to see on the character sheet. You can get this at 3. This is 2nd class ability, and there are options, but only like once per turn. And really, as far as this character sheet is concerned, we don't really need to worry about any of the specifics. We just need to know that this is an action, or not even an action, this is just special. But we do it once per long rest. So this is a special action. A lot of this is just changed. We're going to put in that same snippet here and in the description here. Yeah. No, in the description we're going to add the entire thing. This is extra aspects. Oh, and we get this back during a short rest, I believe. Yeah, short or long rest. And there's really no activation time. It's just whenever you hit with a flurry of blows. There's no damage or anything, but this is extra aspects. Cool. So this is just a general action. Extra aspects is the name. There's no ability score or level. We're not doing any damage or anything. We're just doing a special thing where our DM can tell us some stuff. Cool. But we are going to add some limited use data to this, because we can only use it once at level 3. We can use it. So you notice that whenever I saved, it didn't take us back to the previous page. This is the one case where I really like this. Well, I like it during this specific case. I still wish it did go back to the previous page, but essentially what it did is it's saying, okay, does this change at all? And so we would have to navigate, and I'll just show you. So we're still back under this extra aspects action page. We're still that far down in this page hierarchy. And you see we did add at level 3, we can use this once. But this changes, so if this was working correctly, we would go back and add another one to say that at 6th level, or I'm sorry, we can use this twice at 6th level. And so that just got added, but now it's asking us to add another row. There's some class abilities that you can only use it once, and that's it forever. It's like Druid Wild Shape, you can only use it twice. Up until you hit Archdruid at level 20, and then you can use it forever. So yeah, we can use it 3 times at level 17. And that's going to be it. So once we save here, we'll just go back. Yeah, we still doing some monk shit. So let's go back to the extra aspects. So yeah, we get extra aspects, it resets at short rest. And we're not changing anything. If we did like extra dice at higher levels, we would go in and add the level override here. If you want to see me do that, I do it in the Revenant video. And I use a little bit more of that, but we don't need it for extra aspects, and this should be everything that we need for extra aspects. Yeah, so let's save that, and let's see. Beauregard should be able to pick this up. So we'll go and add his class, which is Monk. We'll take him to level 3. Extra aspects is 3rd level. Okay, I never went in and said, oh yeah, dude, cool. This just is not being updated. Oh, I just never selected it. Cool, so he is getting extra aspects. Still not having any options for that, that's fine. Cool, but let's see his character sheet at 3rd level. And we should be able to see extra aspects. He can do it once per short rest. So that's cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take him to level 6, and that should update. So if we go down to extra aspects, yes, so we've got a second thing for that. And if we take it to level 17, we should see that 3rd. And let's see if that... Okay, our options are just not being filled in. That's weird. But you can see we are being prompted for those. Okay. Something else that we need. But yeah, it has scaled up to 3 per short rest. Alright, so that's it for extra aspects. Now let's see the 6th level things. Extort Truth and Mind of Mercury. Oh god. Why? Why Mercury? So let's go ahead and add the Extort Truth. At 6th level, you can hit a series of hidden nerves on a creature with precision, temporarily causing them to be unable to mask their true thoughts and intent. This one does require a key point. To force them to make a charisma saving throw. And you can force them to not be able to lie. So let's just go ahead and copy that into the description. We get this at 6. This is our third thing. It does not have options, and that's fine. So thankfully, we don't have to worry about taking off the resources. This is another action that's going to happen under special conditions. So let's go ahead and add that action. Extort truth. They do need to make a charisma saving throw. And that save should be tied to the other monk effects. Which, what is it for a monk? Beauregard should know. Because this is a key ability. Okay. Save DC Wisdom. So let's say Wisdom ability score type. Activation type is special. Reset type. I don't think this is a limited use because it's tied to key. But we'll just say if you manage to hit a single creature with 2 or more attacks, you can choose to have them deal no damage. Well, let's just add all of this into the description. Come on, come on. And let's do this. Let's take this because this is the most mechanical part, and it's mostly concise. And let's save that. There's no limited use. There's no level overrides or anything that we have to do. So I don't think we need to do anything down here. So that's cool. And that should be it. There's nothing that changes over levels. So if we refresh Beauregard, he should now have Extort Truth. Yeah. Cool. Key save DC is 17. Actually, one thing that we can do is go back into this snippet code for the action. And we should be able to say DC save DC Wiz. And I think this is correct. Save DC :Wiz. So let's save that. If we refresh Beauregard, Extort Truth. Okay, cool. We got a thing. Oh, because that's not an action. Oh yeah, it is. I think I gave it a compilation error. Whoops. Yeah, so if I remove that, that should come back. I think it's because I did a syntax error. So we'll just say saving third for now, and you could look that up. But if you get really good with the snippet code, then you should be able to add that in. So let's refresh, and we should be able to see that come back. Oh, nope. Cool. It might be because I don't have anything on the regular action page. So let me add this back. DC, save DC, whiz, and let me copy this back to the base page for this ability. Yeah, let's add it here. And hopefully we'll be able to see it on here now. Nope. It just doesn't want to work. Where is extort truth? There it is. Extort money. Okay, yeah, cool. It just doesn't want to show up at all. So, let's just keep it as just charisma saving throw for now. Hopefully it's just like the syntax error causing it to go weird. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's showing up now. Oh, that's so weird though. D&DBeyond snippet code. Oh, it's double brackets, okay. DC, bracket, bracket, save DC, colon, whiz, bracket, bracket. So this is on the base page. So if I come back, all right, so it actually is in the action. So let's go and drill down into the action. Whoop. And save this, and it should show up now. Right. So if you want to find those functions, just type in snippet code help on D&DBeyond. You should be able to find what you're looking for. It was in the changelog whenever the character sheet revamp was announced. And yeah, okay, so now that save DC is being calculated already, and it does match my key point save. That's cool. So yeah, so now we'll go over to Mind of Mercury. As much as I would like to avoid Mercury. We'll add some avoid Mercury emojis in chat for that. Mind of Mercury. So starting at 6th level, you have honed your awareness and reflexes through mental aptitude and pattern recognition. You can take a number of additional reactions each round, equal to your intelligence modifier. Alright, so this is another thing where we'll be needing some snippet code so that our players will be able to access that. At the cost of 1 key point per reaction beyond the first. So we don't have to worry about the resource management. That's something that's going to be, that's just our players doing it. There's no like key activation script in here. In addition, whenever you make an intelligence investigation check, you can spend 1 key point to gain advantage on the roll. Okay, so that's another key point for advantage. But it makes sense for Mind of Mercury. Were there any changes for this? Oh, there was for Extort Truth. Add an element that gave advantage to charisma checks. Yeah, so he just wanted to make it a little bit better whenever used whenever using key points, because key economy is very important. Okay. Yeah, so instead of using a Zone of Truth, you now get advantage on charisma checks. That's cool. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and add this description. And hopefully we'll be able to get through all of this soon. Yeah. We get this at 6th level. This is the 4th ability that we're using. It has no options. So let's go ahead and create that. You can take yeah, I meant it to be that way, obvious. But yeah, thanks for letting me know. So we are looking for modifier. Yeah. So instead of and, we're looking for modifier. You can take this many additional reactions each round, each round, at the cost of 1 key point per reaction beyond the first. But again, you can only use 1 reaction per trigger, which I think is really important to keep this particular restriction in that snippet code at a glance. And yeah, let's make sure that they have this in there too. I don't think we really need to add any actions mechanically as part of this. Especially like right now, whenever D&DBeyond isn't doing like combat tracking or anything, this should be sufficient for now. But after the character sheet revamp, having this modifier int is definitely going to help us. So let's see how this affects Beauregard. If we scroll down, we should be able to see Mind of Mercury. but that's not an action, that's a feature. Mind of Mercury, here we go. You can, okay, that's our modifier. I kind of don't like that, but it's not a DC. I guess it'll work. Let's see the character sheet. Revamp change log, and this is on D&D Beyond. Okay, yeah, I guess they hit that. They don't want me to see it. Great. I guess the modifier will work for now. So we know that like Beauregard would only be able to use one, because his intelligence is just +1. Why are all of his saving throws this high? I guess because a higher level monk thing. I've never played a monk. Cool. Okay, so this should be it for Mind of Mercury. So now we should only have per natural counter and debilitating barrage left. Let's go ahead and add those. Preternatural counter. So beginning at 11th level, you can immediately use your reaction to make a melee attack against something that misses you. So that's cool, but I don't think we really need to add anything for that. That's just something that our player is going to have to keep track of. This is our 5th thing. So yeah. All right, and I really like how this will like go into the Mind of Mercury stuff, where you can keep using reactions. So, oh god, that's gonna be great for Beauregard later. Cool, and all this should do is just add that snippet to his character sheet. I don't think that's something that we really need to keep track of. No, I take that back. We definitely would need to add this as a reaction. Let's go ahead and add a general thing. Let's say preternatural counter. And just add that same snippet. This activation type is a reaction, and they can just do that. And we don't need that first line for that, that's flavor text. So let's do that. This is preternatural, not perter. Alright, so we've added that in. And last thing we need to do is debilitating barrage. This has also been changed from how it was published in the Tal'Dorei campaign guide. Let's go ahead and add that. Debilitating barrage. Upon reaching 17th level, you've gained knowledge to temporarily lower a creature's fortitude by striking a series of pressure points. I like all the pressure point imagery. It makes me think of The Last Airbender, which I know Marisha really likes. Whenever you hit a single creature with 3 or more attacks in a round, okay, so I'm thinking special activation attack. You can spend 3 key points to cause a creature to suffer a vulnerability to a damage type of your choice for 1 minute, or until after they take any damage of that type. Okay, and if they have that, they don't. If they have resistance, they don't suffer vulnerability. Instead, the resistance is lost, or their immunity is reduced to resistance. Okay, so they go down 1 step, or they take an extra step of that damage. So they have removed the. So Matt has removed the disadvantage on the attacks and has removed the saving throw to impose the vulnerability. Okay, so a little bit up, a little bit down. The original design was a bit overly complicated and already had the hoop to jump through, hitting with 3+ attacks and being a 3-point dump. Yeah, okay, so he's shifting the economy more in the player's favor, but is also removing the disadvantage on the attacks, which could possibly be deadly. Yeah, I agree. I agree with, but this just feels better. This definitely reads a lot better than how it was presented. Cool. So when you hit this, you can spend 3 points, cause the creature to suffer a vulnerability to a damage choice for 1 minute. Okay, so this looks like the most important for the snippet code. And then clicking on that will reveal the entire description. This is the 17th level ability. 17th level ability. Damn it. Alright. Cool. Just went back, so that's cool. Debilitating Barrage. Here's that snippet. We'll just copy this back over. There's no real modifiers or anything that we have to worry about in the snippet code. But this is the 17th level ability, and it's also our 6th class feature. So let me add this as a special reaction or special action, similar to the extra aspects. So this is Debilitating Barrage. There's no save. Activation type is special. And there's no reset type because it's also tied to the key economy. This does last 1 minute. But there's no duration. Yeah, because we're not keeping track of combat right now. So yeah, let's copy this over once more for that snippet code. And have everything copied over for the description. Alright, so we'll save that. Save that, and this should be it. So let's refresh for Beauregard, and we should be able to see this Debilitating Barrage. Yeah, whenever you hit a single creature, you can spend 3 key points. To suffer the damage. Okay, so we've added everything. Unfortunately, our class options for Mystical Erudition are still weird. I might try to debug that for a little bit. But as of right now, we have added everything that we needed to for getting that Cobalt Soul Monk added. But yeah, let me see if we can fix some Mystical Erudition. Because we do have these class feature options. Let's untick having options, maybe. Nope. Yeah, so we don't have a prerequisite or anything, and our modifier is only adding proficiency for this. We should be able to select one of these. Huh. So this might be because I have two other versions of a Cobalt Soul hidden in my deleted, but are still technically in my D&DBeyond stuff. I will. I'll try that out later. But if you follow this on your own D&D Beyond and you are able to get it to work, let me know. Because number one, I'll be happy to hear that you were able to follow this video. And number two, it'd be great to know that this worked for someone. If it doesn't, as with anything involving the revamped character sheet or homebrew or anything, you can go in to bugs and support, and I guess this would all be under the character sheet revamp bug report. And you can just add a reply to this thread and say, for my homebrew subclass, my class options aren't selectable or whatever. I'm not actually going to submit this. I'm going to play around and debug for a bit and make sure that this is an actual bug before I submit it on here, because I know the moderators of that forum have a lot of stuff to go through. You can already see there's 60 pages, and this has been out for like 3 weeks. But yeah, thanks guys for stopping by. If you're watching this in archive land, let me know if this helped. But yeah, I'm excited to use some Cobalt Souls in my campaigns. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.